Hello, welcome to Blue Lightning Healing Meditations. I'm Susie Parker Goins. I am a channel. I bring divine through, tangled up. I bring divine through to talk to you. You guys have a conversation with your spirit guides. We don't pontificate. I don't like doing that. But uh, it's an opportunity for you to establish a relationship with your guides so that you can continue working with them on your own. I'm also an energy healer, a Reiki master, a past life explorer and healer, a facilitator for healing. And if I can't do it, I know somebody who can. But I'm also a teacher with tools and techniques to share so you can help yourself. Um, I'm live today because my phone won't work. So, tra la. I post links in the description box for all the things for podcasts and financial support, and my contact information, and also where I'm going to be. And I thank you for the support that you give me through the financial help I get because it encourages me to continue to produce this content so I can share my information and hopefully help somebody somewhere along the line. That makes me happy. So on these platforms, on the video platforms, I will upload a meditation on Monday that's related to what I talk about on Thursdays. I am available for online consultations, online through Zoom and phone consultations. And I've been told they're all very effective. I'm also at a lot of online events. So contact me at my email address, susypgoins@gmail.com, to get that sort of information on pricing, current pricing, availability, and all that stuff. So, okay, I encourage everybody to connect and ground. And it's using that sort of technique that it's going to help me, well, that's going to teach you how to identify blips in your body so you can conduct a body scan. Now, a body scan is okay. There are times I see it like, in the science fiction shows when you're on a spaceship and then some alien sends this, usually it's a red laser beam that goes, Captain, we're being scanned and that sort of thing. That's what you can do with yourself. Um, Use whatever imagery you want. I just have fun with that one. And your body will hold information that you can access to find out what's going on. So it can hold emotional information, trauma, spiritual stuff, it's a and you can use the meditation as a way to multitask that, not only grounding and connecting, but to do a body scan so you can move forward on your journey. As you become more aware of your body, you don't have to have the meditation, but you can go, oh, okay, that hurts. What's that about? And then you talk to your body and then you listen to your body. So, Monday, what I'll do is upload a meditation in which meditation, upload a meditation in which we will focus more on the body scan part of it. So we'll go through and bring up energy and bring down energy, but then we'll talk to the different parts of your body. I'll give you that time to listen to what your body has to say. But what today's podcast is going to be, I'm going to list off a lot of body parts and how they correspond, or what emotions or issues can correspond with tension or that blip in that body part. I'm coming very closely in and saying this is no replacement for medical care. I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. I do not prescribe, diagnose, or treat. Stick with your doctor, stick with your meds, go to your practitioner. This is complimentary and not, oh my darling, that dress looks great on you, but complimentary as in meshing together with other things. It does not interfere. This is an enhancement. Got it? Okay. So, one of the ways, that the meditation is going to start with breathing. I highly recommend breathing. Your body does it 24/7. So, let's put it to work to not only oxygenate your blood and help you survive another moment, but to calm you down. A lot of times people are in what's called the fight, flight, or freeze place. I just heard it called the fauna response, where you can't move, you just are frozen in that place. So as you work on deepening your breath, you move out of this sympathetic nervous system and expand out to the parasympathetic system. And that's where you do get the oxygenated blood and you are able to relax and unclench and allow the healing to happen. Uh, so you breathe a lot, and that's a good thing. This will be a longer stream than before because there's a lot of info. Let's see, I don't have to go through what the no, I don't have to go through what the meditation itself is. We'll do that on Monday. But I understand that some folks may want a reference to what means what, where in your body. And I'm going to go through a list of metaphysical meanings for various body parts. Your mileage may vary. You may look at this and say, no, I don't believe that. Okay, fine, whatever. The list is not exhaustive by any means. It's long enough as it is, but it's not exhaustive. But it is a good starting point. I encourage you, again, to ask your body what the source of the blip of the issue is. Your body knows better than any internet research. So listen and trust what you hear. Louise Hay, Louise Hay has several books out about listening to your body and correlating conditions and body parts to each other. And then she'll provide you with affirmations to help the healing process. But you know what? Those are downstairs. I'm not going to go get them. I do recommend Louise Hay through Hay House, which makes sense. You can heal your life or heal your life, heal your body. I don't, it's got that sort of thing. And she's got several versions of that. I recommend them. Give them a check out. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. So this is a jumping off point, nothing written in stone. As you scan yourself, ask your body what it needs, what the blip means, and listen. Trust what you hear. I've said it twice. Must be true. Wait till the end. I'm sure I'll make it 3 times. So here we go. In general, the left side indicates passive, receiving, the feminine, the yin, the past, maybe spiritual aspects, an internal situation. In tarot, if it's right side up, it's an external influence, and reversed, it's an internal issue. So that's the way I'm using that. I'm not talking inside, but influences. It's also left side issues could also be about receiving too much, whether it's taking it or processing for other people. It could be an empathic problem. That's interesting. Okay. But then there's a lot of taking in without release. Okay. So conversely, on the other hand, it could be on the right side. Now that I think about it, it could be dominant versus non-dominant. Again, your mileage may vary. But did I make that note? I'm going to add that note, dominant versus non-dominant. Thank God I'm not pushing these out yet. Okay. So in this case, in my case, it's the right side. So maybe you can check to see, talk to your body and see what resonates best. So the right side is active, it's projecting. So I know in rituals, we send out the right hand, which projects. It's the masculine, it's young, the future, material success. I don't know if that resonates with me, but it's also that external influence, the excessive giving. So this is receiving and this is giving and not receiving. So there could be an imbalance there. Next, we go to the front. If it's an issue that you find from your front side, that is from you. That's your energy that you're sending out. So your thoughts, your emotions, and those connections. Energy cords. Hmm, podcast on that already. And the back is energy or input you get from others. Okay. Some more general things would be bones, which are resentment or instinct. I've just added that one since my research because, people say, oh, I can feel it in my bones. Why not? Looking at your instinct. Ligaments and tendons are about control and flexibility. The muscles can harbor guilt or fear. I think it's also fear too. Again, talk to your body. Your nerves represent communication. That makes sense. Can be imbalanced if your nerves are wonky or not. Skin, that feeling comfortable in your skin could be about feeling worthy or feeling adequate. I like those. And then joints are also about flexibility because, they go all kinds of ways. It's also support because you need the bend knees in your joints so that you can move about and stand firm or be firm in whatever you're doing. So now we're going to start working from the feet up because that's usually how that meditation goes. But if you want to do the sci-fi head to toe kind of thing, then go to the end of this and work your way back. Um, Another thing I'm going to do, I probably will put this in a digital format. And so for like $10, I'll send you my notes. Proofread, of course, because that's what professionals do. But so now let's start at our feet and work our way up. The feet, in reflexology, the feet have all the pressure points and have corresponding points that relate to everything in your body. And so when you walk on grass, on the ground, not on asphalt so much, but on the ground, you are working on your connection with Mother Earth. And because she provides all those things and helping your feet stand your ground, they can, let's see, let me get back. You tread the earth with your feet. They are in connection with Mother Earth. You can even look at your connection with your own mother. They support you when you stand up for yourself. Stand up for your beliefs. You know the phrase stand your ground. I'll think about how you standing your ground connects you with Mother Earth under your feet. Next, we come to the ankles, which are about flexibility and an inability or an inability to adapt. Those are both different sides of the coin. About balance, movement, what direction. You set your feet in a direction to go someplace. Your ankles help the rest of the body line up. Your shins and your calves. Calves are a nice move, power muscle. So is there, up there I said guilt could be stored in the muscles. I don't know. So muscle cramps, would that be something about guilt? That doesn't feel right to me. I know physically speaking, calf cramps, leg cramps are related to low potassium or dehydration. So maybe you feel guilty about not taking care of yourself. I don't know. That one's going to take some more consideration. But then shins, think shin splints. You're pounding the pavement. Runners get shin splints. It's about movement and it's a buildup there. What kind of a buildup? Lactic acid or whatever it is, or too much stress on it. But you can experience a buildup of grief, a fear of forward movement, a fear of the future, worry, anger. But you're going to find out your body holds anger in all kinds of places. And there's all kinds of flavor of anger, past, present, potential anger. What can I get angry about that hasn't even happened yet? Anger. Like we're going to mention anger a whole lot here. But and so back to your shins. So have you ever really barked your shins? I mean, they stop you dead in your tracks. It's such a sensitive place. So to get stuck there, to have your shins hurt so much that you cannot move forward. You're afraid to. Okay. So that's part of that. Your knees, it's a joint. So it's about flexibility. It's also about support. Um, they allow you movement on so many different levels, not only forward and backward, but up and down. Cool how that works. Kneeling, knees are related to pride. You bend a knee. Kneeling before another person is a sign of humility, of respect. To bend your knee to honor someone or something is to acknowledge that they have more authority. Maybe they know more than you. Maybe they have more authority or power over you. Locked up knees would indicate an inability to move past that ego or pride, ignoring the wisdom or a call to change. Also, taking a knee in sports, it's a response to when a player is down on the field and the other players stop play to allow the injured player to receive whatever treatment or attention they need. It's a sign of respect. We move on to the thighs. The thighs are the body support system. They usually store feelings of anger and fear. They also can have a sense of vulnerability or a lack or protection. Um, Next time anybody decides to talk about a woman's thighs, you know, it's not cool to criticize another person's body parts. If somebody is carrying extra weight, they could be protecting themselves from something, extra layers of protection. Think about it. It might be you. So, pain in the upper thighs can be related to traumas brought on from the past, from childhood, the regrets about decisions you made so long ago. And pain from the hips to the thighs is a separation of desire and decision to move forward. That makes sense. The hips are about free will or about decision making. They are the joints which power the big forward movements. And if you think about it, walking is just you taking a step and your leg comes forward to catch you. And then you do it again and your next leg comes to catch you. So your hips help to support that. There's also the pelvic bowl that sits up from there, which houses your reproductive organs. Um, those are related to sexual issues, whether it's trauma or frustration, how someone um, relates to partners. It's also about expression because it's not about the genitals, it's how you express yourself. And that pelvic bowl contains all of your creativity and fertility. And we're not talking about making babies, we're talking about expression. So, how you express yourself, if you're able to express yourself, that could be related to reproductive issues or to the hip issues. Next, we come to the intestines, and that's all about processing. What you take in is what you put out. So it can be that you're not feeding your body or your soul with wholesome food or information or other input. Constipation is a blockage. I know you could sit there and go, well, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a blockage. You're not bringing in those nutrients or that material like the fiber that you need to let things move through. You could be overthinking things. You could be worrying about stuff to the point where you are stopped, literally stopped in your thinking. Um, you're possibly avoiding dealing with your own stuff. Uh, you're taking a long time to process or digest information. I mean, diarrhea could be the other way. You're taking on too much too fast. It could be impulsive. It could be this your body recognizes this stuff is not good for you, so let's let it go. And I'm sure anger fits in there somewhere like, oh, I'm going to lose my stuff on you. I know, see, I'm trying to keep it kid friendly here. The stomach is where things go to be initially broken down, whether it's information or emotion. Um, you hear the phrase, I don't have the stomach for that. It doesn't, so you're talking about um, the acid in your stomach. Acid can be caused by excessive worry, stress, or fear. An ulcer, that's your body eating itself from the inside out. So, stress is definitely something that could be affecting your stomach or not wanting to process. Also, fortitude. That's the other thing. I do have the stomach for that. So, that means you have the fortitude for it, that you can take it on. Talking to your body. Okay, the liver. The liver is about anger. No surprise there that anger is involved somehow. But I find in a lot of the clients that I've read for is that it's old anger, whether it's anger from your childhood, anger from 10 years ago, or even past life anger. It can reside in your liver. The kidneys are about fear. They hold the fear in there. They're afraid to let go. You can wet yourself from being too afraid. Haven't you ever heard that? There's also shock and trauma and imbalance that can be held there. You can function, you have two kidneys, but you can function with one. It gets bigger, but that's an imbalance there. And that's, I think, frequently with all of the toxins you flush, whether it is a physical toxin or an emotional toxin, practitioners, massage therapists, yoga people, I even encourage people drink a lot of water after a session to help you flush this stuff away because you don't need it. Next comes the spleen. I love that word, spleen. It's part of the digestive system and it helps you break down food into useful nutrients. Worry can challenge it. Somebody to vent a to vent their spleen as somebody to talk about stuff, to express their worry or their fears or anger. Emotional blockages can live in your spleen. So not letting go of emotion or even overthinking can cause a blip to happen. Then the pancreas. Pancreas. It produces insulin to process glucose or turn it into blood sugar to give you energy to do things. It's a metaphor for the sweetness in your life. Too little sweetness. Are you not seeing the good in a bad situation? Not enjoying or appreciating what you have, even in these turbulent times? Emotional blockages. You can also overindulge and cause too much activity. It could be an imbalance to be overly sweet, like, oh, yeah, it's just so nice. And that's too much sweetness, too much to give, and then not receiving anything in return. And it can also point to not dealing with responsibility, avoidance. Next, we come to the lungs. The lungs, there's all of those old shows like in out with the old and in with the new when they're trying to resuscitate somebody with water in their lungs. I can just remember them pushing on the back, pulling up the arms. Okay, so breathing is something you do 24/7. So your lungs do get a workout, but they do other stuff. You bring in the air to get the oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide. And it's the same thing with old thought processes. You can hang on to those and cause congestion, and then you can release them and replace them with new, clearer thought patterns. You can hold sadness there, more emotional blockages. Oh, yeah, there's anger again. Fear. Have you ever been so anxious that you only do the chest breathing? Okay, so anxiety can live in your lungs. That's when deep breathing comes in to help, and it helps to release that fear. The heart, I feel it's the seat of so much stuff. It's the seat of your soul. So many emotions pass through there. You're you can make decisions based from your heart. It's an emotional center. So love, happiness, sorrow, and pain, it all goes through your heart. There's added stress of worry and overthinking that can manifest physically in your heart as problems, heart attacks, or whatever. So it's an important organ to pay attention to. A lot of past life pain can be stored in the heart. It can be broken. The heart can be broken, and yet it can be put back together somehow, glued. It matures with the repairs. Honestly, I'd be interested to find out if somebody focuses on their heart center and the breathing and the release, if it has an impact on other pain in your body. So, like, you've got sadness that lives in your, say, your anxiety that lives maybe in your glutes because you're afraid to fall down on your ass. You know, what about that? I mean, what happens if you work on the anxiety from your heart? Does that help to release the other pain? Email me if you can, comment, let me know. So from the heart, we go to the shoulders. Shoulders, responsibility. You want to shoulder responsibility. Sometimes people shoulder too much responsibility or not their own responsibility. Slumping the shoulders to me might indicate that you're taking on too much responsibility. Now, shoulders that are crimped up are fear or anxiety, tension. Feelings of inadequacy or resentment can be held in your shoulder. Frozen shoulder might be an indicator that you're not taking on any responsibility. So you're not moving and doing the things. Your mileage may vary. Biceps and triceps. It's about the heavy lifting. Are you willing to do the work you need to get it done? Elbow. It's another joint. It's about flexibility. How do you need to do that work? There are other ways to do it. Your forearm. I see Popeye the Sailor Man. You guys remember him? He always had these monstrous forearms because he was so willing to do the work. He was so strong. Let's see. Heavy lifting. Okay, I got lost on my notes. So the hands. The palm is an energy portal. If your hand hurts, check to see if you're allowing that divine energy or love to come through. You can activate your palms just by touching them and saying, I'm open, just having that intention of opening that energy portal. And whenever you do something, you can hold your food to bless it. It's when you hold somebody's face, hold something in love and send it energy. Um, maybe I know working as much as I do on my phone, I get tension here because I am blocking that energy. So there are times I just have to let go and let the energy flow. Um, you are an energy worker, and this is the best way to get going. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is open hands are an indicator that you are open to receiving divine abundance. There's more than enough to share. The universe has so much abundance to give you. If you open your hands to receive it, you've got it. Fists are clenched, they hold anger, they also hold power, but they stop that flow of abundance. They are useful, they hold power, but it can get very tiring to keep it in a fist all the time, to hold that anger all the time. So allow it to open so that you can be moved to act. Fingers. Fingers, it's my favorite scene in pretty much the whole wide world of filmdom, and it's from Ron Howard's movie called Willow. Willow is at the village fair. He wants to become the wizard's apprentice. Four other people are there. The wizard, played by the inimitable Billy Barty, comes up and he says, okay, what's the most powerful finger in the universe? And each one picks a different one. And our hero, Willow, stands there when it's his turn. He's the last one. There's one finger left on the wizard's hand to choose from. And our Willow goes, and he decides, and he picks that final finger. And the wizard says, "Nope, no apprentice this year." And then he approaches Willow later on, and he says, "You hesitated. Why?" Willow says, "Nah, nah, it was stupid. Tell me, what were you thinking?" And Willow said, "Well, I was going to say my finger." That was the right answer. You have control over the power you possess. Your finger directs it, whether it's to point yourself in a direction, to direct energy, to make a point. Your hands, your fingers are the most powerful you have at hand. It's a wand. Okay. Ah, sometimes, if your fingers hurt, there's a fear of power there. There's a fear of unhealthy use of power. Allow them to relax. Let them be useful. So now, from the arms to the throat, it's about speaking your truth. Do you have a raw throat? Maybe you're screaming so loud and nobody is listening to you. That can be frustrating. Say you have a tickle in your throat. You've got something you want to say, but you're too afraid to say it. It's time to speak out. Next, we go to our neck, which is about perspective. I can look here, I can look there, I can see it from all angles. Oh, I got a crank right there. What's a crick in my neck? What's up with that? It's not always about sleeping funny. It can be about flexibility or even stubbornness. Your jaw, a clenched jaw, biting back words. You are afraid to speak your truth. You're worried. It could be stress, fear of your own power, fear of releasing the emotion. So I ask you to trust that you take the time to figure out what it is you want to say, connecting your heart and your throat, and then speak them as you need to. That's your part of it. You can't control how somebody else is going to react to it. It will be very telling, their reaction to it. Speak your truth. That'll help you relax your jaw. Next, we go to the sinuses. Here. Oh my. I used to get such bad sinus infections because I was so angry about so much stuff all the time. And man, I was going to show those people. See, oh, there's that clenched fist. So it was all kinds of, I was ready to prove those people that they were jerks and I was right. And then bang, a few days before this particular event, I got such a bad sinus infection. It was the worst one I ever had. And I couldn't make my point to anybody because I was at home on the couch. So it was pointed out to me by a few very smart people that it was the anger, it was that emotion I had building up in my head, my stubbornness, my anger, worry, stress. I mean, you name it. It's unspoken feelings. It's the power of overthinking. I mean, whatever you can hold on to, it's going to go to your sinuses at some point. The eyes. We're almost done. If you have lasted this long, I love you. I'm so proud of you. But we've got 3 more things to hit on. Eyes. They say they're the window to your soul. If you're having a problem with your eyes, check what your perception is. Are you seeing too much, seeing more into it than there is, or are you blinding yourself? Are you not seeing anything? Bloodshot eyes, they could be holding unexpressed sorrow or anger. Yeah, a lot of your body parts can hold on to anger. It's time to let it go. Oh, well. So anyway, say you get something in your eye. What's that thing? You're so worried about the plank in somebody else's eye that you don't see the splinter in your own, or I know that's a biblical reference. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also a Mark Twain quote that goes something like, "Nothing needs fixing so much as somebody else's problems." So your vision can talk about avoidance and not seeing enough, or your inner vision. What are you not looking at? What issues are you not looking at that you can heal on your own? So there's fear there, there's avoidance, you know, all kinds of stuff. And then we come to the ear, and it's the same thing with the ears. Are you hearing too much? Are you not hearing enough? You know, your eyes and ears, if you're seeing only the good in stuff or hearing only the good, it's not bad. But if it's to the exclusion of reality, of a balance, if it's an imbalanced look, then yeah, you're going to have problems there. With your ears, do you listen conscientiously or actively listening, they call it? Are you sitting there going, yes, I'm hearing what it is you say, talk to me? Okay. And then you take time to formulate a response. Or if while somebody else is talking and you're just sitting there going, I've got the burn of the century to lay on you, go ahead, keep talking, keep talking. You know, how's it going to work for you? You know, how do you, oh, here's the other thing. How do you talk about yourself? Are you sarcastic or demeaning? Do you diminish your worth? You know, maybe that could be, you know, in your throat, but it's also your ears because you hear what you say. Do you send, do you talk to yourself with a language of love? Yeah, you could say, well, that wasn't the smartest thing to do, and this is how I can improve. You know, do you talk to yourself the way you talk to your other people? I know. Mean. Ah, yeah. Okay. And finally, your brain. Do you think too much? I mean, I've got that image of that dinosaur costume person at 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is my brain going, doing all the things so I can't sleep. Or do I not think enough? Am I too impulsive? It's very possible to be overloaded with information, whether it's valid or not. But is there too much stuff coming at you so that you're overwhelmed? Ask your brain what it needs. You know, so every body part has got a connection with your spirit. And that your spirit is not limited by your physical body. And your physical body is an excellent indicator of what's going on emotionally and spiritually. So, no, I'm going to say it again. Talk to your body and listen to what it has to say. That's how we go. I know there's a lot of information that I presented today. And so what I'm planning on doing is editing my notes and putting them in a usable digital format. So for like a fee of $10, I'll be happy to send you the digital file. And you contact me at susypgoins@gmail.com. And, you know, just ask for it. It's not going to be a transcript, but it will certainly be my notes and the things I based it on. Okay, I think we had all the bases. So until next time, blessings to you.